Today, you're going to hear about the next big 10,900% energy winner, directly from the Texas man who discovered the last one, making him and many others very rich in less than 2 years' time. Sounds crazy, but I was there and know every word is true. In June 2021, Gerardo Del Real told a select group of readers about something amazing he saw unfolding. A once-in-a-generation fuel discovery potentially worth $140 billion. One that could help solve a critical shortage facing every automaker, government, and tech company. And most importantly, he told the group about the little-known company behind this windfall, called Patriot Battery Metals, which traded for only 16 cents at the time. What happened next was a run for the record books. $1 in March, $4 by May, $7 in August, and $17 by the following February. 10,900% gains in a little over a year. Good enough to turn $5,000 into a $540,000 windfall, all during the worst bear market since 2008, while companies like Tesla fell 80%. Today, you'll hear why this is only the first round of gains like these. You see, Gerardo has made a brand new energy discovery, one with all of the same features as the last one, which is why he believes it has the same exact potential for life-changing gains. In a moment, he'll share why, after his decade in the lucrative resource sector, he's never been so certain of 100-bagger return potential. The same kind of returns that enriched him and his readers. Readers like Oscar M., who said, "I got in at 36 cents with just $5,000. Needless to say, that's currently about $140,000 profit." Or William, who writes in, "I just want to say how excited I am to have bought around $3.50. Oh my God, I've made over $75,000 in profits just since the beginning of the year. And I personally invested $33,000 at an average price of 55 cents a share, a bit later than when Gerardo first recommended it. But nonetheless, I made the biggest windfall of my life, up over $900,000 so far." And then there's Gerardo himself, who invested heavily in the beginning and still holds the majority of his shares worth millions of dollars. Oscar, William, me, Gerardo, and many others. We're not what Bloomberg calls Teslanaires. No, we made our profits much, much faster. After all, it took Tesla 11 years to reach 10,000% gains, but Gerardo's readers achieved the same success in 18 months. All of Tesla's 10,000% gains in under 2 years. Now, Gerardo certainly is no stranger to rapid fire and big returns. He's gotten readers in on the ground floor of mining stock windfalls like K2 Gold Corp, allowing readers to see 592% gains in less than 7 months, enough to quickly turn $10,000 into almost $70,000. Magna Gold, a company that delivered 768% gains in just over a year, enough to turn $10,000 into $86,800. And then there was Nevada Sunrise, whose stock generated 1,450% gains, enough to turn $10,000 into $155,000 in just 5 months. Not a bad payday being able to turn $30,000 from those 3 plays into $311,000. But now Gerardo's making his biggest returns ever, thanks to one energy sector that 99% of investors aren't watching. I'm not talking about the next big EV stock, a new kind of solar panel, or a hyped-up super battery. Instead, it's a fuel that is powering the $7 trillion EV revolution, the same fuel that powers your smartphone, power tools, appliances, and every electronic gadget you own. Elon Musk calls it the new oil, and even says producing it is a license to print money. I'm talking about lithium, of course, but a grade of lithium that's taking market share from the old kind. A form of lithium that's driving the battery of the future, A battery that's long-lasting, faster charging, and safer. A battery that can potentially charge in 15 minutes, drive 900 miles on a single charge, and last 20 years. Every EV company, smartphone company, everyone that needs batteries, they are all on the hunt for this super battery lithium. Demand for it is soaring 300% faster than typical lithium, and this new discovery is potentially the biggest in the world. It could even be as big as 3 of the world's biggest gold mines combined. Gerardo is so confident about this, in fact, he's made a major personal bet on this opportunity. And it wouldn't be the first time. Gerardo's firm identified a lithium company founded by a mining legend with a track record of making millionaires and close ties to the Clintons. They staked a project in Nevada near Tesla's Gigafactory right as lithium's price started taking off. This company, Lithium X, soared from 15 cents to above $2.60 a share, a real 1,630% gain in just over a year. And as amazing as that was, the gains are only getting bigger now. And that's where this new discovery comes in. I'll let Gerardo take it from here.
Hey everyone, this is Gerardo Del Real. This is the James Bay region of Quebec, only a stone's throw away from the last great lithium discovery. The same one that made my readers and I 10,900% gains so far. But I'm not here to talk about the past. Today, we're going to talk about what this means for you and your future. Because this site right here has identical qualities to that discovery in every single way that actually matters. Except there's one difference. Mining insiders tell me they believe it has even more lithium. In fact, it may be the single biggest lithium deposit of its kind in the entire world. One that could ultimately supply the lion's share of batteries for EVs, smartphones, and appliances for reasons that you're about to see. Best of all, one tiny company that currently trades for under $1 a share has complete ownership of this site, and nobody is even watching right now. But that's about to change, as an announcement by November the 30th will reveal the truth about this project to the entire world and could launch shares of this company to $5, $15, and beyond. Perhaps as big as Patriot Battery Metals' 10,000% plus gain. Today I'm going to show you why this setup is the same as Patriot's discovery in every important way possible. Similar management, property, region, lithium grade, history, investors. Every single one of the key markers that guarantee a successful project like this, markers I've used my entire career to uncover 100%, 500%, and 1,000% winners on the world's hottest uranium, gold, and other red-hot resource stocks. You'll see footage of this property, including the inside scoop from the CEO and its geologist. And you'll see how everyone from Elon Musk to Warren Buffett is targeting this high-grade lithium. A special kind of lithium that's much cleaner, and thanks to new extraction technologies, cheaper, easier, and faster to produce than all other forms of lithium. It's key to an electric future that Biden is spending $2 trillion to usher in, and that Janet Yellen, whether you agree with her or not, caused the $150 trillion energy transition. And that's why the shares of a select group of stocks, companies that have discovered this high-grade lithium, are soaring for the biggest gains in the market. Gains like 1,250% on critical elements, 2,250% on Rocktech lithium, 3,000% on Sigma lithium, and of course, Patriot Battery Metals was the biggest, soaring 10,900% and still going. In a moment, you'll see how this company is next, starting on November the 30th, when the world discovers it's sitting on a global lithium powerhouse. One that will shift the trajectory of the clean energy revolution and dominate the supply of everything from Tesla's cars to Apple's phones. The Financial Post reports that Tesla is lining up for this lithium. Industry insiders say it will rule the EV roost. And GM, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, pretty much every EV company in existence is signing deals worth billions to lock in a supply. You see, until now, EV makers had to rely on lithium made from salt brine. It's not only expensive and time-consuming to process, but most of the supply is held in politically turbulent and unreliable countries. Places like Chile and Bolivia that nationalize their mines and then sell them to China. But this discovery is about to change that, which is why car makers and battery manufacturers are sparing no expense to get as much supply as possible. And it starts right here, with this rock in my hand. It's being called crystal lithium. It's faster to extract, more environmentally sound, and the direct product isn't just battery grade. It's powering the next generation's super battery, which is why it's rapidly gaining market share from salt brine. Let me explain how. Every battery has three metals: nickel, manganese, and cobalt. Of them all, nickel is the power storage metal due to its high electrical conductivity and high stability. Nickel condenses a ton of power in the structure of the battery. This is why getting a higher percentage of nickel in the cathode, the cell responsible for storing energy, is deemed the holy grail. It is the key to the cheap, fast, and long-lasting battery breakthrough of the future. A battery 4 times more powerful than the one in Tesla's Model 3. A battery that can charge in 15 minutes, drive 900 miles on a single charge, and last for 20 years. Science Daily calls the performance record-breaking. This is why the number of nickel-rich batteries is expected to soar from 1 in 12 batteries now to over half of all batteries. A stunning rise of 500% by 2030. And these nickel-rich batteries need lithium. But not just any kind. You see, there are 2 forms of lithium: carbonate and hydroxide. When more nickel is combined with carbonate, it requires higher temperatures to synthesize. As a result, battery acid builds up, the cell structure is damaged, and the lifespan shortens. The 2 metals are like oil and water. They simply don't mix. On the other hand, hydroxide lithium extracted from this crystal is all but designed for the next generation of nickel-rich batteries. It can rapidly and completely synthesize with nickel at lower temperatures, increasing the performance and lifespan of the battery. And it doesn't require any fundamental changes to the battery. No new factories, no weird proprietary formula, just this crystal lithium right from the Earth's surface. This will put an EV in every driveway and drive the $7 trillion electric vehicle revolution to its next leap forward. This is why hydroxide will double its market share by 2025, while the carbonate will lose half. It's the direct product of this crystal in my hand. No extra steps, no extra processing. The same can't be said for salt brine. Just consider how it's made. The process for salt lithium involves pumping the brine into an evaporation pond, allowing the salts to crystallize out of the brine, and making the lithium after removing the impurities. This may take up to 2 years, and after all that time, this lithium produced is carbonate. In other words, it's still not battery grade. Sure, it can be converted to hydroxide, but that's another step, which means more time and more money. It's totally inefficient. Fortunately, crystal lithium solves all of these problems since it can be produced faster, with less cost, less environmental damage, and the finished product is battery grade. It's already the clear and uncontested lithium winner. One company is sitting on the mother lode, and I'll reveal more details shortly. First, I want you to see how it's ushering in the revolution within the lithium revolution. It's the real battery breakthrough nobody is talking about. The real super battery fuel of the future is still lithium, not some hyped up forever battery, not some new lab chemistry you can drink, or something that claims it'll make lithium obsolete. No, it's coming from this crystal lithium, a fuel that's already launching the next stage of the energy revolution. Look, I'm fundamentally an optimistic person and believe new technologies are unlocking an amazing future. But I'm above all an investor and speculator, and I have to look at the cold, hard facts. And the facts are this. For all you hear about the latest new battery breakthroughs, nobody has figured out how to create a brand new form of battery that can be scaled up and brought to market in a cost-effective way. Not without lithium. And I know that doesn't sound as exciting as some Tesla killer, but believe me, this is infinitely more profitable. It's the key to how my readers made life-changing fortunes, including the 10,900% plus gains on Patriot battery metals. While battery breakthrough companies that other gurus touted lost investors fortunes, like ESS Tech, which collapsed from a high of $28.92 a share when a popular newsletter promotion touted it all the way down to $1. ESS was hyped as the lithium killer. Yes, its market cap is now less than half of what Elon Musk spent on a single lithium refinery right here in Texas. Then there's the much hyped QuantumScape, touted as the forever battery and the holy grail of energy. It has collapsed 90% since its IPO. The same is true of Microvast, which dropped 95%. And so many others. I don't care what they promise. None of these companies will dethrone the lithium king. That being said, there is a massive battery upgrade happening as we speak. It's just happening with this new crystal lithium. But there's one other massive reason why crystal lithium is the uncontested winner of the $150 trillion energy transition. And it starts with EVs. And as hot as they are, they're still just a small share of the transportation market. This decade alone, car companies will spend over $1.2 trillion on EVs and batteries. 1 in 4 Americans say their next car will be an EV, particularly with rising gas prices. In the coming years, EV use will grow 24-fold and mushroom into a $7 trillion mega industry. And EVs are just one part of the growing electrification of everything. One where appliances and devices that previously used natural gas become totally battery powered and zero emissions. And above all, they're stationary batteries like this Tesla one here. Mega batteries like this are being used worldwide to power entire cities, replacing coal and gas power plants. And battery production is ramping up everywhere. There are 350 gigafactories being built worldwide. Some cost as little as $1 billion to build. Others up to $10 billion. In total, a staggering $300 billion has been invested in the last 3 years. By 2035, they will produce 10 times more battery power. And they all need lithium. In fact, they'll require 59 new lithium mines to do it, which is why the big winner of this revolution is not EV stocks. Look at EV companies like Nikola down 95%, NIO down 80%, and Lucid down 99%. Compared to all of these lithium stocks in the last year. This is where the real EV millionaires are being minted. It's what separated me and my readers from those chasing the hype. Why? The world's current lithium production is in a dire shortfall, regardless of what Goldman Sachs or Cathie Wood will tell you. Production grew 42% last year, and there will still be another shortfall this year. a shortage that's only getting worse as battery demand surges. This chart shows how dire the crisis is. In 2032, we'll consume all of the lithium produced in the last 7 years in 1 year. The world's entire current lithium supply will last about 1 month in 2040. By 2050, it'll be consumed in just 2 weeks. So what's the solution? More mining and more investment in mining. Now look at this. With exploration, permitting, and development, lithium mines take a minimum of 5 years to come online from discovery to production. It can often take up to 10 years. Let me repeat that. It can take a decade to start up a new lithium mine. Right now, only $100 billion is invested in battery metals, mining, and processing. By 2050, we'll need $3.5 trillion with a T. And that's a conservative projection. In fact, Benchmark Intelligence projects $5 trillion will be needed. These numbers may be lofty, and that's the point. The world is facing an endless shortage of lithium, one that will have the richest men, companies, and governments fighting for more supply. And that will send the lithium price upward and upward. Not on 3-year or 5-year cycles. This is not like most other commodities. The price is in a long-term secular drive upwards. Already based on current lithium prices, the average ton of lithium is as valuable as a rare gold find. Look at this chart. It shows the value of a ton of lithium ore with 1% oxide, which is very common, compared to a high-grade gold find with half an ounce per ton, which is very rare. And they're the exact same value. Point is, lithium mining is indeed, as Elon Musk said, a license to print money. It's literally white gold. And one man just hit the mother lode, making me and my readers 10,900% plus gains. Now he's about to do it again. Pay dirt signal number 1. Mining man's next legendary discovery. He's a geologist with 15 years in the mining space and a track record of tapping big wins again and again. But in 2016, he made his biggest breakthrough yet. He discovered an old rock formation that was once used to mine lithium, but had remained untapped since the 1950s. At the time, nobody was paying attention to the sector. But he knew that with the rise of EVs and the electrification of everything, that lithium demand for batteries was going to be huge. This geologist read the past reports, explored the project, and tested samples. And he found lithium everywhere. And not just any lithium, but crystal lithium, the same kind that fuels the new super battery. He staked the site, now known as Corvette, and then 2 years ago sold it to a company now called Patriot Battery Metals. That's when I learned about the project from my industry contacts. I got my readers in early on the very first financing when you could buy shares for only 16 cents. And in 2022, the company struck white gold, confirming this man was absolutely right. With each new drilling cycle, the results keep getting better and better. Look at this chart. It shows more high-grade lithium drill results in larger quantities at Corvette than any other of its kind. The verdict is in. This is the single best new lithium discovery on the entire planet. One with the highest grade white gold and an endless river of it. And only 20% of the site has been explored. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. What's the real potential? Some believe the total deposit could be 2 million metric tons of lithium. At the recent spot price of $70,000 per metric ton, that's an asset value of at least $140 billion. Just to give you an idea of how amazing that is, this map shows you 3 of the world's top 5 gold mines and their estimated reserves. They hold a combined 70 million ounces of gold, worth $140 billion at today's price. Let that sink in. This discovery is equal in value to not 1 or 2, but 3 of the world's biggest operating gold mines combined. This is why shares of Patriot soared at least 10,900% since the discovery, making early investors rich and wealthy. Me and my readers among them. But we're not stopping there, and neither did this man. While he was exploring the Corvette project, now a district, he identified another lithium project in the same neighborhood, one with equal 100-bagger potential. Just like with Patriot, he explored, tested samples, and studied its past. And in November 2022, he sold this site to a different miner. In fact, he believes in this project's potential so much, he bought 50,000 shares of the company in February. Then, in March, he accepted a VP position on this company's board. There's only one reason he'd do this, because he knows the lithium potential is just as big, perhaps even bigger, than Corvette. And as a VP, he doesn't just buy shares. He gets paid in them. He's locking in his windfall right now. I'm doing the same. In fact, I already cut 2 checks to buy in. My readers are buying in too. And you can join us this time around. In a moment, I'm going to share with you all the details about this company, so you can lock in shares for under $1 right now. Not for $17 like Patriot Battery Metals. Only pennies on the dollar for a property that will soon be revealed to be the world's next lithium motherlode. This time, we have the added bonus of knowing what the real potential is. But before I go any further, let me show you the frenzy quietly happening in Quebec and why this miner is the next big winner. Pay dirt signal number 2, lithium made in America. It started with a move that Biden made with little fanfare. In the hilariously named Inflation Reduction Act, he set aside $369 billion for EV and battery makers. There's only one catch to claim these funds. They have to source at least 40% of their battery metals from North America. Why? By 2034, America will need 500,000 metric tons of lithium. That's just to power the EVs. In spite of that, only 1% of the world's lithium is mined here. In fact, all of America has only one operating lithium mine. This has made us very vulnerable to supply chain disruptions. What happens if another pandemic or a war cuts off the lithium supply? And even worse, 60% of the world's lithium is refined in China. Something has to be done. Now, a continental gold rush for lithium is underway. Only 2 months after Biden's move, Patriot Battery Metals made its big discovery. And since then, Quebec has been ground zero for the frenzy. Lithium stocks in the region have soared for the market's biggest gains. Gains I already showed you, like 1,250%, 2,250%, and 3,100%. It's now our single best hope for clean energy independence. Why Quebec? You see, northern Quebec is home to the Canadian Shield, an old rock formation from eons of volcanic activity. The igneous rocks in the region are called pegmatites that protrude from caverns below the Earth's crust. The rocks tend to form in long rivers, 10 meters wide and hundreds of meters long, appearing bleached on the surface. They're composed of lithium crystals like this one here, made during the final stages of magma cooling. And they're scattered all over the St. James Bay region. This is what makes it the crystal lithium capital of the world. And it has the green light, not just from Biden. The government of Quebec is eager for the green jobs and energy. They've invested hundreds of millions in mining and battery factories. The Premier of Quebec wants to export EV batteries worldwide and become a leader in 21st century transportation. He considers the mines an important component of the green economy. And it's now home to North America's only large-scale crystal lithium mine. Even the First Nations leadership is on board with the lithium projects in the area. Remember, this crystal lithium is cleaner and less disruptive than the old salt brine kind. The environmental damage is minimal and the rewards are maximum for the native people. Why is this so important? You see, most lithium buyers will only buy from mines that are audited by IRMA, or the Initiative for Responsible Mining Assurance. Areas of the world where lithium is plentiful, like Bolivia, Africa, and Afghanistan, don't tend to meet those standards. But Quebec does, easily. Even better, the power grid is 96% hydro energy and totally green. This is exactly what lawmakers and the clean energy-loving billionaires want. Clean lithium. So there are no real objections to the prospects for lithium. Everyone wants the jobs and the clean energy. And best of all, the government of Quebec cut out the red tape in the permitting process. Mines can now come online in half the time it takes in the US. And remember, the average lithium mine now takes 5 to 10 years to come online. Cutting this time down is critical, pun intended, which is why almost every car company in the world is lining up to secure a supply. General Motors, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen all recently signed deals to secure billions worth of Quebec lithium. And of course, there's Elon Musk. Tesla secured 125,000 metric tons of Quebec crystal lithium, over $9 billion worth at recent spot prices. But that's hardly scratching at the surface of the potential. One company is now sitting on Quebec's lithium motherlode, a discovery that can potentially supply 20 or 30 times more than that. Perhaps as big as Patriot's $140 billion deposit. And we will know for certain how massive it is come November 30th. Let me share a few details about that with you. Pay dirt signal number 3. By November 30th, the next big crystal lithium discovery will ignite another 100-bagger opportunity. Its project is part of the Greenstone Belt within the Canadian Shield. This contains some of the world's oldest stones on the surface. This site in particular has at least 5 miles of discovered lithium pegmatites, and sampling shows up to an astounding 2.65% lithium per ton. That's equivalent to Corvette's early results. Financing is in place. Exploration for this new project is already underway. They've completed the early stage exploration work and are working on the very first drill campaign. And the first round of results are due out by the end of Q4. It's not a question of if there is lithium. It's a question of how much. So far, based on the historic studies and preliminary sampling, the project looks on par with the Corvette discovery. And some insiders believe it could have even more lithium. Once the numbers confirm this is anywhere near remotely true, the stock could easily double overnight. And it won't stop there, because the first phase of results will only show the tip of the iceberg. If the drill bit continues to hit, shares should climb higher with each new result. Then we'll get a full resource estimate which will be released that will show the full potential of the project. At that point, the company can decide to do the economic studies needed to head to production, or a buyer could materialize to buy the whole project. One catalyst after another is set to take shares higher. That's what happens when you have a winning discovery. And in every way that matters, it's identical to the biggest lithium discovery of the decade. It's brought to you by the same management team that made the Corvette discovery, in the same red-hot Quebec lithium district, the same exact kind of lithium geology, and the same high-grade quality ore. It ticks every single box. It may sound crazy to say that another 10,900% winner is in the cards here, but even half of those gains could turn a stake of $5,000 into over $250,000. Even lesser lithium stocks in Quebec have soared that high, and they didn't have anything close to what this company does. I think we're set up for a total repeat of the Corvette story, and I want you to act fast while it's still ground floor. I want you positioned for the absolute biggest and best gains while the time is still ripe. So, to get you started, I've compiled all the details on the next big energy discovery of the decade. It's all in my new briefing, Crystal Lithium, the quest for the next 100-bagger battery gains. In it, you'll discover the company's name, the ticker symbol, and its profile, along with exclusive interviews with the executives. Crystal Lithium, its prospects, and my market forecast. My resource stock picking system, and why this one is a screaming buy. Potential buyers, which companies may acquire this to get their own direct source of crystal lithium. The upcoming catalyst, beyond November 30th, and why this is set to explode higher and higher. With your permission, I'll send you a copy of this breakthrough research today, totally free of charge. When you claim it, I'll also share with you my findings about an additional profit opportunity I've uncovered that ties in directly to this massive lithium surge. Bonus profit opportunity number 1. Get rich on the other half of the battery metals boom. As you've seen today, lithium isn't the only winner of the $150 trillion energy transition. There's metals like nickel, cobalt, and graphite, each one essential to the battery boom. And they're all in short supply as demand is projected to soar up to 2,500% in the coming years. Elon Musk even calls this shortage his biggest concern and the biggest brakes on Tesla's growth. One tiny company is part of the solution. It's sitting on world-class deposits of nickel, cobalt, and graphite. And they're all in Europe, where there's roads, reliable grid power, and political stability. Normally, these metals are mined in places where supply chain disruptions are common, meaning you could lose access practically overnight. That's not the case here, which is one more reason why it's sparking interest from European EV makers, the likes of BMW, Volkswagen, Porsche, and Mercedes-Benz. Its Swedish graphite deposit alone is worth $317 million, which is amazing when you consider this company's market cap is a mere $35 million. Put another way, just revaluing for this one asset alone would mean a 9 times higher share price. It's a total mismatch of the stock and the assets. This is set to correct and make investors fortunes as the scramble for its battery metals accelerates. You'll get all the details in a new report I recently created. Critical components for a 2,500% surge in battery metals. You'll get this report along with your first report, Crystal Lithium, the quest for next 100-bagger battery gains, the moment you start a risk-free test drive of my flagship resource investing newsletter, Junior Resource Monthly. I promise that it's unlike any other investment research you've ever seen. And check this out. I'll also give you a report on a tiny gold company that allows you to capture both the upside of a gold bull market and generate a steady income stream. Bonus opportunity number 2, the royalty of gold. Imagine the opportunity to make 10 times your money on a gold boom, all while earning cold hard cash on every ounce of gold produced from some of the world's biggest mines, like Barrick Gold's Cortez mine in the Carlin Gold Belt of Nevada, the world's number 2 largest mine. This is possible thanks to a special mineral rights opportunity, one that requires the world's biggest companies to pay you royalties with the single click of a button. And you just need $9 to get started. Why royalties? They're historically the fastest, safest, and easiest way to get rich on gold. Just look at any of the famous gold fortunes in history, like Sam Brenner, who sparked the California gold rush. He famously got rich by collecting income from other people's work. To this day, royalty companies are the single best performing class of gold stocks. So whether gold tears to $3,000 an ounce like Bank of America predicts, or even higher to $7,000 an ounce as the hedge fund QB partner forecasts, or if they're both wrong and gold stays flat, you make money regardless. I've compiled all of the details on this opportunity into a brand new report, The Royalty of Gold. You'll get it along with the 2 other special reports I've already mentioned, totally free of charge, the moment you start a test drive of Junior Resource Monthly. Here's everything you'll receive when you try out Junior Resource Monthly. If the prospect of making up to 10 times your money and earning royalties from the gold company I just mentioned sounds exciting, if you'd like the chance to make 2,500% gains with the energy metal stock, or if you'd like the opportunity to turn $10,000 into $1,080,000 by investing in what could be the next Patriot Battery Metals and literally change your life by becoming a one-stock millionaire as the frenzy for crystal lithium takes off, then you'll want to get on my private email list today by subscribing to Junior Resource Monthly. Because once you get started, you'll immediately receive all 3 special investor reports I mentioned in this presentation. Plus, you'll also receive 12 monthly issues of Junior Resource Monthly. Each issue is packed with financial research, profit opportunities, and market insights you won't find anywhere else. Each month, I will provide you with hidden, little-known opportunities that could turn small stakes of money into big paydays. Plus, you'll also receive access to my archives with additional profit opportunities for free. 24/7 access to my model portfolio. This includes all of my open investment recommendations. So you can pick and choose how you want to diversify your portfolio to generate maximum financial gains in the minimum amount of time. You'll receive flash alerts, immediate updates when needed. Access to my Natural Resource Wealth Library. This growing collection of special investor reports will provide you with additional profit opportunities in natural resource stocks that few analysts report on or have even heard of, that could provide you the chance to scoop up shares weeks or even months before stock prices soar upward. A dedicated customer service team. If you ever have any questions about your subscription to Junior Resource Monthly, you can simply give one of our team members a call or send them an email, and they will walk you through whatever you need. So how much does a membership to Junior Resource Monthly cost? I think it's insanely cheap, especially considering all the time, money, and effort that go into this research. In many cases, I've spent years following the activities of these geologists before I recommend their companies. Because you simply can't do this work by just staring at a computer screen. It takes a lot of time flying to remote places, staying in isolated locations, and then spending months tracking their developments. Plus, the countless hours I spend compiling all the data for my clients. And if you're ready for a sophisticated approach to investing in these junior mining companies, you won't find another service like this anywhere else in the industry. It's entirely unique. Not to mention the potentially huge returns these recommendations could generate. I've seen similar publishers charge $1,000 for a year of access to their research. And none of them do nearly the amount of groundwork that I do. But we want a price that allows more folks to profit from this research. So, regular access to Junior Resource Monthly costs $399 a year. And at that price, it's an absolute bargain. However, as part of this limited time offer, you can pay just half. So, when you get started today, you'll get everything you've seen above for the discounted price of just $199 for the first year. You could take your savings and invest it in the lithium stock in my special report and have the chance to watch it grow to over $87,309 in a year's time, just like investors did the last time we saw a lithium discovery of this magnitude. I only ask that if you invest in the companies I've discovered and recommended, and you make big profits, that you'll write in and share your success story, just like Jack S., who wrote in to kindly say, "Gerardo is just fantastic. There's no other way to say it. I make money. No, he makes money for me. Big time. My God. He's been giving me a Christmas present every month." And all I can say is, we are not talking about nickels and dimes. This guy is really, really great. Or George F., who was kind enough to say, "Thank you, Mr. Del Real. Thank you. Since using your publication, my portfolio is rapidly advancing. This is truly a dream unfolding. Thank you for your publications based on hard work and something that today is hard to find, your honesty and integrity. That honesty and integrity starts immediately because I give every new member a 100% risk-free guarantee. If at any time over the next 2 months you're not satisfied with my research, simply contact our customer service team and you'll be refunded every single penny you paid for this service. No questions asked. I stand behind every recommendation I make because it's often what I'm doing with my own money. And if I'm not making money, then my members aren't making money. That's why I can confidently offer each new member of Junior Resource Monthly a completely risk-free 2-month test drive. Our corporate clients pay us thousands of dollars per month to deliver results that meet their demanding professional standards. But all this is yours today for only $199. And I'm completely guaranteeing your satisfaction for a full 2 months. Remember, brand new millionaires were minted when Patriot battery metal struck white gold. The same life-changing gains that Tesla investors famously made, but in less than 2 years instead of the 11 years it took Tesla. Today, you have the rare opportunity to repeat the success. And this time, we know what's coming. It's the same management team on a discovery that is identical in every single way. I've never been so confident of a chance to score at least 10 times your money. And that's just to be conservative, because the chance for another 100-bagger gain is absolutely real. I've already taken a position in this company and recommended that my Junior Resource Monthly readers do the same. And remember, Biden recently greenlit a rush for lithium on a continental scale. Quebec is the new epicenter of the $150 trillion energy transition. And this company is positioned perfectly as this all unfolds. They will release the first round of drilling results by November 30th at the very latest. When that happens, the stock could begin a run from under $1 to $5 and beyond in no time flat. The same thing happened to Patriot and other lithium stocks that soared 3,000% in under a year. So why wait to buy when it's $5 when you could take a position now? There's no time to waste. The next EV millionaires are coming. To join them, the decision is yours. Just click on the button below to get started. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity is yours for the taking. I urge you to take advantage of it today.